Most people consider Grand Theft Auto 5 one of the greatest video games ever made. Its massive open world, chaotic freedom, and unforgettable characters helped it become one of the most successful games in history. But over the years, several games have pushed open world design, storytelling, and immersion even further. Today we're looking at 10 open world games that many players believe rival or even surpass GTA 5 in different ways. Let's start with Sleeping Dogs. Released in 2012, Sleeping Dogs is often mentioned whenever people talk about underrated open-world games. The story follows Wei Shen, a Hong Kong police officer sent undercover to infiltrate the powerful Sun On Yi triad. What makes the story memorable is how it slowly places Wei in morally complicated situations. As he rises within the organization, he builds genuine friendships with criminals he is secretly investigating. The setting plays a huge role in why the game feels unique. Instead of the sprawling highways and suburbs seen in many open-world games, Sleeping Dogs focuses on dense city districts inspired by real parts of Hong Kong. Areas like North Point, Aberdeen, and Central are packed with neon signs, food stalls, narrow alleyways, and crowded markets. The atmosphere is heavily inspired by Hong Kong crime films, which gives the game a tone that feels very different from GTA. Another reason the game became popular was its cinematic presentation. Many missions feel like scenes from an action movie, combining car chases, street fights, and undercover operations. Because of this strong identity, Sleeping Dogs still has a dedicated fanbase that continues to recommend it years after its release. Next is Kingdom Come: Deliverance. When this game launched in 2018, it immediately stood out because it avoided the fantasy elements typical of most RPGs. Instead, the developers focused on creating a historically grounded open world based on real locations in medieval Bohemia. You play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith whose village is destroyed during a raid by invading forces. Unlike many RPG protagonists, Henry begins the game as a completely ordinary person with no special abilities. His journey is about slowly learning skills, earning trust, and navigating the political conflicts happening across the region. The world design focuses heavily on realism. Towns and castles are based on real historical architecture, forests feel dense and natural, and daily life in villages is portrayed with attention to detail. Many of the characters and events are loosely connected to real historical figures involved in the conflict between King Wenceslas IV and his rivals. This focus on historical authenticity makes the game feel very different from most open-world RPGs. Now let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Night City is one of the most ambitious urban environments created in gaming. The city is divided into multiple districts, each representing a different social class and culture. Corporate districts are dominated by massive skyscrapers owned by powerful mega corporations, while other areas are controlled by gangs and underground markets. At launch, the game faced criticism for technical issues. However, several major updates and the expansion, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, significantly improved the experience. Phantom Liberty introduced a new district called Dogtown and a spy thriller storyline involving political intrigue and intelligence agencies. Today, many players returning to the game see it as one of the most detailed sci-fi worlds ever built. Night City feels dense, vertical, and constantly active, which makes exploring it feel very different from traditional open-world cities. Next is Ghost of Tsushima. Released in 2020, this game tells the story of Jin Sakai, a samurai defending the island of Tsushima during the Mongol invasion of Japan. One of the reasons the game received so much praise was its visual design. The island is filled with vibrant natural environments, including golden fields, bamboo forests, mountain temples, and coastal villages. The developers designed the world to encourage exploration without relying heavily on traditional map markers. Instead, players are guided by subtle environmental cues. For example, foxes lead players to hidden shrines, birds guide them toward points of interest, and the wind direction helps navigate the map. The game also drew inspiration from classic samurai cinema, particularly the films of Akira Kurosawa. This influence can be seen in the cinematography, music, and dramatic duels throughout the story. Moving on to The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Since its release in 2011, Skyrim has remained one of the most influential open-world RPGs ever made. The game takes place in the northern province of Skyrim, a rugged land filled with snowy mountains, ancient ruins, and powerful dragons. Players take on the role of the Dragonborn, a character capable of using powerful dragon shouts. While the main storyline focuses on stopping the return of dragons, many players spend far more time exploring side content. One reason Skyrim became so popular is the freedom it offers. Players can join factions such as the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, or the College of Winterhold, each with its own storyline. In addition, the modding community has kept the game alive for more than a decade by creating thousands of modifications that add new quests, characters, and graphical improvements. Next, we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Released in 2013, Black Flag is widely considered one of the best entries in the Assassin's Creed series. Instead of focusing only on assassins and Templars, the game explores the golden age of piracy in the Caribbean. Players control Edward Kenway, a pirate captain searching for fortune and adventure. The open world includes major cities like Havana, Nassau, and Kingston, along with dozens of small islands scattered across the ocean. Sailing the Caribbean became the central part of the experience. Players can upgrade their ship, the Jackdaw, hunt for treasure, attack enemy fleets, and explore underwater shipwrecks. The sense of traveling freely across a massive ocean world made the game stand out compared to many other open-world titles. Next is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. When Nintendo released this game in 2017, it completely changed how many developers approached open-world design. Instead of directing players constantly with objectives and markers, the game focuses on curiosity and experimentation. The world of Hyrule is designed so that nearly every location contains something interesting. Whether it's a hidden shrine, a puzzle, or a strange landmark, players are encouraged to investigate anything that catches their attention. The physics-based systems allow players to interact with the environment in creative ways, such as using fire, wind, or electricity to solve puzzles. Because of this freedom, every player's experience can feel slightly different depending on how they explore the world. Next is Elden Ring. Released in 2022 by From Software, Elden Ring expanded the studio's traditional action RPG design into a large open world known as the Lands Between. Instead of guiding players along a strict path, the game encourages exploration. Many areas hide optional bosses, secret dungeons, and powerful items that players may only discover by wandering off the main route. This sense of discovery became one of the reasons the game received widespread praise and won multiple Game of the Year awards. Now we arrive at The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. Released in 2015, this fantasy RPG follows Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster hunter searching for his adopted daughter while navigating a world filled with political conflict and supernatural threats. One of the reasons the game is so respected is the quality of its writing. Many side quests are as detailed as main story missions, often presenting players with difficult moral choices that affect how events unfold. Regions like Velen, Novigrad, and the Skellige Islands each have their own cultures, conflicts, and stories to discover. Finally, we reach Red Dead Redemption 2. Released in 2018 by Rockstar Games, this title is often considered the most advanced open-world game the studio has created. The story follows Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang during the final years of the American frontier. The world reacts to the player in subtle ways. Wildlife behaves realistically, NPCs follow daily routines, and unexpected encounters can occur during travel. These small details help create a world that feels alive, rather than simply existing as a backdrop. The narrative focuses on the decline of the outlaw lifestyle, as law enforcement and industrialization spread across the country. Arthur Morgan's story and the gradual collapse of the gang became one of the most emotionally impactful narratives in modern gaming. And those are 10 open-world games that many players believe rival or even surpass GTA 5 in different ways. Each of them pushed the open-world genre forward and showed how much the medium has evolved.